Ari Shafir produced it, executive produced it, and like he was like really hands on, which was awesome, and he did such a great job.
Ari, I saw you on I think you were Segura, and you know like he even like set up all the chairs. Like you said
He was helping set up chairs. He was
which is cool because a lot of times I feel like we're entering this era of produced by. And I think people are slapping their name on shit. So the fact that he was like,
of course, and throwing money at it,
for sure. Yeah. Which is a big part of it. So the people do that, like, all cool. But to be like involved in it is.
I also love it. You know, Ari, all he wanted was the executive producer like credit on it and stuff, which he didn't even really ask for that. Quite honestly, he just kind of like dove in and started helping, and kind of got me the whole crew. Like I said, I was numb to the whole thing. I don't know any of it. I asked, like when he was like, "You're going to self-produce this. Let's do it. Like we'll." You know, we're going to get this out there. You're going to do it your own way. And I'm like, all right. I know so little. I was like, well, I guess we now start the process of interviewing 300 people to. Like, so you're the guy who does that third light that we're going to need. Why should you have the job? He was like, no. It's like you hire a producer, or the producer puts a team together. I'm like, oh, there's the first thing I would have blown myself. Like, did I hear you say you were a key grip? Let me talk to you for a second. What's a key grip, first of all? And do I have to hire one for this? But it was, he really went like hands and didn't ever want it to be like, that's a rough one for me. I know I have friends who have specials like this, and it doesn't matter. The material's the material. If it's people love it, they love it. But I always think it's weird, like the so-and-so presents.
Yeah.
It's not letting them get their burn. Like my first Comedy Central special, like if it was called So-and-So Presents Big J. Oakerson's Live at Webster Hall, I'd be like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't have two names. This is like my big thing. This is it, man. I'm doing it finally. So it's like he didn't even, I like almost had to like push to be like, I'm like, no, even in the trailer and stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, peace. Produced by Ari Shafir, man.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy
he fucking did his
take
thing.
away someone's moment like that.
Dude, you were saying with Segura, you were like, or maybe it was Tom was saying to you that, no, it was you. You said, you know, he's pretty great in the comedy world. He said, unless you're Bobby Lee.
Oh, my daughter said that. That was pretty fun. My daughter watched. There's a documentary, a short documentary on YouTube now called Ari Shafir, the most evil man in comedy. It's a compelling argument. It's
yeah. A lot of evidence supporting that.
It's a compelling argument, but it's funny. My daughter loves Ari, so he's just been around since she was like, you know, significantly small, and also like a person who like one of the first people she knew who's like notorious. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like she's all over social media when like the, you know, Ari Shafir, Kobe Bryant thing happens, and she's like, Uncle Ari? You know, she like he can do no wrong in her eyes. She just loves his like weird chaos starting shit. And she watched that the most evil man in comedy documentary is about the first story is the Bobby Lee, where he's nonstop attacking Bobby Lee physically for a fight they had years ago. Yeah. And then dosing.
So this is done seriously to try to take Ari down, or done? Okay.
But it's. But I'm just telling you, it's funny.
Yeah.
So by all means, watch it. It's not going to take him down. It's stupid. But he doses. It's him dosing Bert. Yeah. They leave out dosing me, by the way. I guess that wasn't that evil. Too. I guess that wasn't evil. Yeah.
Which that was excellent though, because you were trying to get him, and he turned the tables on you, right?
No, it was awful because I didn't want to be a part of anything like this whatsoever.
And it ended up happening
chaos.
To me. No, he
so,
did swap on somebody. Right?
So what happened was Lewis, without telling me and Dave, was like, we're going to get Ari because this is what he does to people. We're going to dose Ari with acid.
Right.
I didn't know that. And he told Shane before the show also, Lewis. So Shane told Ari. Nobody told me. In fact, Lewis said that he was going to do. In fact, when Lewis said months before that he was going to do that at some point, me and Dave were both like, dude, I don't want to get into the game of like dosing people.
Because that game just.
Oh, we also like, you know, like the three of us all have kids.
Yeah,
like, it's just like a thing where it's like it's you know,
yeah.
My daughter can watch now and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't want like let's not get involved in that. And then a couple weeks later, I guess, or whatever, months later, he just did it, and I didn't know. So what you'll see in the episode is I had already drank. Shane told Ari, so Ari was looking for it, and when he saw the little tab in there, when I wasn't looking, he switched beers with me. Now, Ari didn't know that I wasn't involved in it much or anything like that. He didn't know. But what's funny is, after I'd already drank it, I'm saying something at one point. I notice while I'm talking that everyone's like, like not paying attention to me even while I'm talking. And I'm like, guys, I go. So then after I finish my statement, I go to Lewis off mic, and I'm like, what's going on? Why is everybody I see this is weird. Like, what's the weird reaction? And he goes, we dosed Ari with acid. And then I look over at Ari, and Ari's doing like doing like all kinds of weirded out thing, and I was like, no. And you see me going, no. I'm like, guys, Lewis, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And then I'm kind of mad at Lewis, and then Lewis goes, we're gonna tell him, Ari, guess what? We dosed you with acid in your beer, and Ari just goes, oh man, really? Did you? Or did I just switch it with Jay's beer? And then seeing me have the realization goes, ha, no. Like, what? No. And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, that's some
no.
Joker shit, man.
I'm like, no. And then I was bummed. Yeah, that bummed me out. That was a rough night.
Yeah, and then you just trip.
They all apologize. Well, it's a thing. It's like, like,
well,
look,
also,
I get he goes for it and stuff like
if-
that, but he's like, he wouldn't do it again. For
If you
sure.
switch it with Lewis, like, fair game.
But in fairness to Ari, what we had to go through was
He didn't
know that I wasn't any part of it. It was like,
and you see
his mind is like the Legion of Skanks is going to dose him, so he got one of
for
us.
sure,
But
for
like,
sure.
it was still like, guys. But that's what's the thing about that. I'm like, why me? This is literally the, guys. I don't want to go to the movies. Like, people get attacked at movie theaters, and I'm the only one who gets attacked. You know what I mean?
When we had him on, he pulled out his fucking shitty, bloody man pawn out of his ass and waved it at us and put it on his phone, like rubbed it on his cell
that phone box of Finder. Inside of it is that phone. I went right to the Apple store. I was like, I need a new phone. I'm never gonna look at this phone the same again.
No.
He did, because I got up and ran away because we didn't know if he was gonna throw it at us or whatever.
As we're talking, he's just like,
One time he just laid it on Lewis's shoulder, and he didn't know he was doing the show for like a
Disgusting.
half hour. It's so wretched.
I said it's the Ari Shafir tax.
Yeah.
You're going to get a great conversation. He's an all-time comic, an amazing podcaster, and then he'll do something irredeemably bad, and you have to decide whether you accept that. Yeah.
Is he your friend or not?
Yeah.
But instead, they did all the dosing, the Kobe thing, and Bobby Lee is his documentary, like the Ari Shafir Most Evil Man comedy. And my daughter watched it. As it was her line, she just goes like, "Seems if you're not Bobby Lee, you're fine."